The R32 is back, and hopefully it's not back for long. Okay, so like I said, the R32 is back. I love this car. It's such a cool car, the R32, being the V6. It sounds great. This car drives great. Personally, kind of kills me, all the imperfections. It really isn't too bad. This would be, I'll say, a perfect project car, or if you wanted to take this to the track and you didn't really care about the front bumper and stuff, then whatever. But I think we definitely made this thing a lot better. If anyone cares to see how this looked when we first got it, there's a number of videos. We cleaned up the outside, and then we did the inside as well. So now it's pretty clean. The inside looks great. It smells like smoke. It's not too bad, but it definitely smells like smoke. Okay, so the last video on this, I kind of left it open. Basically, the last thing with this car was we sent it to the auction. It was the very last car in the lane, which is not a good spot to be in, and the car never went across the block. So I picked the car up, and there was a puddle of coolant underneath it, which was weird because I'd driven this car plenty, so I wasn't exactly sure why. But there was a coolant under the car. There wasn't any coolant in the car. It was all under the car. So they decided not to drive it. So after that, we picked up the car, took it straight to the shop. They looked at it. They said, well, we're getting a bunch of crazy codes or faults for a bunch of different stuff that really doesn't make a lot of sense. Anyway, the shop I work with, they looked at it and they said, yeah, they tested the fuse box. They said, honestly, I'm not sure how a fuse box can even go bad. But apparently they do. Getting a fuse box for this thing took forever. I originally ordered one, which was the wrong one. It was off by just one letter at the end, which obviously is a big thing. So it was the wrong one. I went to order another one. That one that I ordered off of eBay just never shipped. I waited for like a whole week and a half. They never shipped it. So I canceled the order, got a refund, and at the same time I ordered one from Germany, which was actually cheaper than the other two, but it took a little bit. It didn't take that much time though. It took like a week and a half to get here. Anyway, because of all that, it was just crazy. And the crazy thing is, the moment I canceled the order, eBay said, yeah, we'll refund the money. I got the refund the next day. The seller shipped it. So I ended up getting both the eBay, both fuse boxes on the same day. One from Germany and one from Washington. They showed up at the same time. So I got a bunch of fuse boxes. One doesn't work. One's for the R32, don't need, and then the other one is for, I think it's a Passat or something. Anyway, so anyway, it didn't take them long. I mean, it took them like an hour and a half. They put in a new fuse box. I also was able to get one of the fuses boxes came with the lid, so we're able to use that. And so basically what happened as far as the coolant, the car overheated, and so it blew the coolant tank here. And basically what happened was, I think with this fuse box, the fans weren't kicking on, so there wasn't any cooling coming to the car. I don't know if that was going on while I was driving it. When I was driving it, it was still pretty cool out, but if it was sitting idling forever, which I had it idling anyway. So it really didn't take very much to fix this. Swapped out the fuse box. The fuse box was $50, and changed the coolant. and put the new reservoir in, which was like, reservoir was like 17 bucks. The shop charged me like 180 bucks for everything. Oh, and the other thing they did was the filter, the transmission filter was leaking a little, so they switched that out. So for like 200 bucks, we got this thing to a point where it's pretty solid. No check engine light, nothing going on. I'm gonna try and take this to the auction again and see if we can just sell this. If I can just break even on this one, then I'll be happy with that. It kind of stinks. You always want to make money, but I don't want to be sitting on this anymore. The car, it smells like smoke, which is lame. It's got this, the rear hatch is all dented up, which bugs me. Tires need to be replaced. And then the front end just needs some attention. Gonna drive the car up to the auction, and we'll see how it does tomorrow. Okay, here it is. Hopefully it sells. Hopefully it does well. And hopefully the auction is straight on all their stuff. I'll do a quick walkthrough, or I'll jump in a car and see if there's anything cool here at the auction. Here's something to look at. Land Cruiser, super cool. Let me back up a little. Doesn't have a sticker on it, but this is so it doesn't have a sticker, so I don't know the year, but it's got 25,000, almost 26,000 miles. It's nice. Of course it's nice. The interesting thing is there's not, it seems like a big car, but there's really not that much room in here. This is cool that they still do this. Little fold down. And you got the jumper seats. Anyway, there's a nut. Anyway, just I don't know too much about these, but you got all the lockers, 4-wheel drive, all that kind of stuff. These always come pretty well equipped. Anyway, that's pretty cool. I'm not sure if I saw anything else, but this is cool to jump in and drive around.
That's it. Next one. Online, we have a great day, man. I sure appreciate you being there. I'm going to be 70. I'm going to be 130 on the mile. I'm going to be a line limit guarantee. I'm going to be 6 hours here. I'm not going to be 6. I'm not going to be 5 panels in there. I'm not going to be 5. 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 I'm not going to be 4 grand. I'm going to be down 7.5. 46 okay. I'm not going to be 10. I'm going to be 15. 5. I'm not going to be 5. So you can have 5. 45. I'm not going to be 5. I'm going to be 5. I'm going to be 4,500. I'm not going to be 4. I'm not going to be 5. I'm going to be 7.5. I'm going to be down 7.5. I'm not going to be 7. I'm going to be 7. I'm going to be 7. 15, 7, 15, 7, 15. I'm not going to be 7. I'm 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 going to be phone call. 40. I'm not going to be 4,500. I'm going to be taking number 272.
Hey guys, so the clip you just saw was the R32 running through at the auction. The if sale at 4,500, which was about 1,000. My floor on this one was 5,500, and the dumb thing is, even at 5,500, I would be losing money. So how it works at the auction is it opens up a negotiation. If it doesn't pass your reserve 100 at 5,500, I got a call a little bit after that, the buyer saying they would do 5,000. So I was like, well, I could do 5,200, 5,200 bucks. And they said, okay, deal. And I felt pretty good about that. That was losing 500 bucks. Sold it yellow light, sold it for 5,200, losing money on the deal. It goes, the buyer orders an inspection. The car ends up failing the inspection. So it fails for two things. One, what is claimed to be internal or engine noise, or I guess you would say uncommon engine noise, which, like I said, I drove the car, the shop looked at it, I don't know what they're saying. The other thing that's kind of frustrating about that is it's subjective. If you ask me, Volkswagen, all Volkswagens, a brand new Volkswagen, the lifters, there's lifter noise, it sounds like a sewing machine. That's just kind of how they are. Anyway, the point is, I don't know, how do you even dispute that when they're saying engine noise, right? It's not like something is broken or not broken. They're just saying the engine to them sounds a little funny. So anyway, it failed inspection for engine noise, and then on top of that, apparently this person who did the inspection has supersonic hearing or something, because they also claim to have noise. They're also claimed to be an unusual noise in the rear differential. Being an all-wheel drive car, apparently they heard something, so it failed. The buyer withdrew, said they didn't want it, so that was a big bummer. So fast forward to today, it is a week after that. So this all went down last week. Fast forward to today. Let me get in the car. It's starting to get windy. So somewhere between last week and this week, I didn't say anything, I didn't ask for anything, but they updated the condition report. I don't know if someone, because they did the inspection and they went through what's called arbitration, I don't know if someone was like, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. Anyway, they redid the condition report and gave it a 3.8, which takes the value, the auction value, from a before it was showing like 5,500, and today or this week it was showing 7,000. So it was $1,800 difference. So you can see how those condition reports make kind of make or break a car. Now, the car ran at auction. I didn't record it. The car ended up ending at $4,750. Being that the auction was giving the car a value of $7,000, I had quite a bit of room, and I actually could get into making some money on this car. So I decided to, even though my reserve was $5,500, I definitely would always want more if I could. So I decided to counter at 65. What's nerve-wracking with this is, at any moment, the moment you counteroffer or kind of put it in the ball in their court, they could just say, nah, it declined, don't want it, and that's it. I mean, it's a little different than if someone's there in front of you and you're trying to negotiate. So if you throw something out there that they think's ridiculous, or you know, for whatever reason they want to say, oh, forget it, I don't even want to work with this person, then you're out of luck. They countered at 6,000, which was awesome. I was so happy. 6,000, it would put me in the positive. The negotiator in me says, I bet you I could get a little bit more. So I countered at 6,300. Now it was a big waiting game. At any moment, the buyer or potential buyer could say, forget it, I don't want it, never mind. And so it's definitely nerve-wracking, especially in that, when it's like, I'd be happy with 6,000, but 6,300, I'd be even happier. So time goes on. I think I waited like an hour and a half, and it, like I said, it kind of stinks. But then, boom, it happened. They ended up accepting it. So that hour and a half of stress of worrying, you know, thinking if the car would have to run again, going through all that for the third week would not be fun. But boom, it sold $6,300. And the coolest thing about it is last week I was willing to do $5,200. Week later, it sold for $6,300, and at this point, we're positive $650 on the car. It's definitely a good wholesale. It's gonna be a long video. I'll cut this down as best I can. If anyone's made it this far, you are the true fans, and well, the true fans of my rambling voice. But it sold today, $6,300. I didn't even mention I decided just to sell it as is. I didn't want to mess with anything, so $6,300. Once they said sold, as is, doesn't matter. I just picked up the check. I'm happy. It's a good day. Thanks guys. Thanks for watching.